Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps, one-eyed mosquitoes and bow-legged ants. Tag yourself in the comments below for engagement. Due to current events, which you would realize if you looked outside, I have made the decision to go indefinitely and gleefully insane. I respect your support, but I will not be deviating from this course. As the result of this, today we are here to talk about Starscream. Why are we here to talk about Starscream? Because I've been thinking about Starscream. Starscream, a Decepticon from the Transformers, which you would know if you were, 50 years old and had a bad back, is a character who is constantly trying to betray his boss, Megatron. Starscream, though, has a particularly interesting design element that I want to focus in on. Nearly every version of this character has ridiculous high heels. Now, Starscream's high heels are a critical part of this character, and a critical part of understanding who he is as a person and what role he fills. These stiletto heels have been with him ever since the dawn of the franchise, back in Generation 1, long before I was born and when the aforementioned people with bad backs were primarily watching the show. Even from this early stage, they made the decision, I assume based on the toy, but I don't know and don't care to look, that Starscream's heels would be made of the jet booster and then his toes would be separate. This leads to the appearance of high heels. These high heels are perfect for a number of reasons. For one, Starscream has a bit of a, effeminate slash trans slash there's something going on undercurrent to nearly every version of this character. There is nothing cishet about this robot, and we'll circle back to that later. The reason these high heels work so well, though, on top of him being, absolutely slaying it, is that Starscream wants to make himself bigger. He's constantly attempting to backstab Megatron, and those heels, they lift him up, they make him tall, they make him powerful. They increase his height without increasing the size of his body, for he is small, he is pathetic, he is stupid. For every inconvenience that Megatron suffers, Starscream is always there to take advantage of it, but he will always shrink back and snivel every time that the reaction happens. Megatron trips on the way to the fucking bathroom, Megatron has fallen. Megatron fails to show up for morning roll call because he's hungover. Megatron has fallen. Megatron's taken a bit of a lie down. He's had a very stressful day. Megatron has fallen. Why does Megatron keep him around when he's constantly betraying him? Because they're fucking. Jumping ahead to the next version of Starscream that I care to talk about, because I did not watch Unicron Trilogy because my knees work, and I did not watch Beast Wars because my knees work. I'm really going into dangerous territory. This channel's mostly about Morrow, and I've checked my demographics. It's like most of you are 40. But Transformers Animated is the next version of Starscream that I have any experience with, and there's a lot to unpack here about Starscream's high heels. For one, while Generation 1 Starscream is maybe a 3 on the twinkometer, the twinkometer is a little bit, towards the middle. Like, I'd say that Starscream Animated, Starscream Animated. He really steals the show. Tom Kinney, be in more shit. I'm begging you. Starscream in Transformers Animated is somewhere around twunk. He's not like a twink, but there's some more going on with this design. For one, the heels have gotten higher and the toes have gotten sharper, which is very notable. That stance is just, again, nothing cishet about this robot. This is borne out in a number of ways. For one, this version of Starscream has some really interesting implications in the show, because at one point, he gets split into, the components of his psyche, the fragments of his soul, that, act as his minions and goons. I'm not apologizing for goon. No one can take the word goon from me. His goons for the rest of the season, and one of them is female. And when Starscream asks what aspect of his mind that she represents, she says that he doesn't want to know. So Starscream's an egg, and she is his latent and repressed transgender desires. Slipstream, also, great design, good name. She shows up in some other stuff, separate from being a female incarnation of Starscream's innate urge to be a woman. But yeah, again, A+ design, love the high heels, they work great. We got some trans implications, and they still serve to make him bigger. And his shoulder pads, if you notice as well, his shoulder pads and wings are also extending his height and extending the broadness of his torso, when his shoulders are actually significantly narrower than those shoulder pads. And that, once again, is just Starscream trying to make himself seem big and imposing, because Megatron in this show is like a fucking tank. He's ridiculous. But yeah, so again, A+ design, love the heels. All right, Bay vs. Starscream. He's a pile of discarded Monster Energy drink cans. I have nothing to say about this design other than he is so fucking wide. There is so much visual noise. I cannot detect the presence of heels because his feet are just a bunch of triangles. I'm giving this one like a 2 on the twinkometer because he's a little bit too top heavy, you know. Now, for the reason I made this video, Transformers Prime Starscream. Holy shit, just look at him. He's got on knee-high robo boots with stiletto pump heels and a ridiculously pointy everything. The twinkometer has exploded. It has gone, just sailed clean past 10. We're at like a 15. There is nothing straight about this robot. This robot, you're telling me a queer coded this robot? Like, this version of Starscream is great. He's sniveling, he's hunched, he is incredibly long and lithe and just as unintimidating as possible, and it's all on purpose. And those heels are still extending his height. He has big shoulder pads which are extending his height and making him seem more broad when he really isn't. He's quite narrow. Same with the wings. This design, again, he's trying to gain power. He's faking it, attempting to be more intimidating than he is. He's basically, you know, in our twink analogy, he's trying to intimidate the bear by being larger than the bear. This is why they tell you to like get up on your toes and raise your hands and shit to like make yourself bigger than the bear so the bear runs away. He's trying to do that, but the bear he's trying to suppress is Megatron. So what was the point of this video? Money. So I've got a Patreon linked below. I promise and assure you that I will spend the money on bills and handguns. Tune in next time for a video about like Fallout 3 or something. I don't know. Bye.